Hello, my mermaids and barnacle boys. My name is SpongeDrew, and welcome back to another video. Yes, I have returned once again to deliver you guys another amazing video. Now, if you have seen my video that I made a while back, which was my Lego SpongeBob pineapple kind of like review, it wasn't really like a build. It was more like a kind of like a mock, based off of one of the official Lego SpongeBob sets. I think it was like Good Neighbors at Bikini Bottom or something. I did kind of like a mock of that, and all of you seem to really like that video. And if you want to see it, you can put in the annotation in the top right corner, or you can just go through my videos on my channel. But I have decided to take that initiative and show you guys some builds in this video. And this is a how to build on SpongeBob's bed and his chair. And maybe I'll do a video of the boatmobile depending on how many views and likes this gets. So let's rephrase that. I will make a video on the boatmobile depending on how many likes and views this gets. So if you want to see a build and review of that, I will certainly do so. But since like the pineapple mock episode, I decided to go back and redo a little bit of some stuff here, mainly with this bed right here, which I've actually based it off another like SpongeBob Lego set, which is the Adventures in or at Bikini Bottom. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I based off of that bed into my own version right here. So with that being said, let's actually start off with this like chair right here, just as a little start. Now it's very simple build, so let's just kind of like get in with it. So what you need is a 1x4 plate and a 2x4 plate. Just kind of like put them down just like so. Then you need a 2x3 plate, and you need this like 2x2 circular flat plate with a life preserver on it. If you don't have this piece, that's fine. You can use something else as your liking. Just kind of like place it right in the middle right there. Then you're gonna need this kind of like arch piece or something. Don't really know what it's called. It's a kind of like a 1x2, but it's kind of like that. Then you need a 1x1 tile plate. Get 2 of those. Put them exactly right there. Then you need a 1x1 brick. Another 1x1 brick right there. Need some like cylinder pieces. 1x2 plate just like that. 2 1x2 bricks, place them right there. You're gonna need more of those arch pieces and a 1x2 tile plate. And set it on right there. And there you go. That is SpongeBob's living room chair. Very simple, only like really a few pieces to make. And if you want to make a custom version of this, you absolutely can. But now, let's get on to the actual meat of the episode. Zoom out a little bit. Is bed. Now in the video that I showed off this bed, it didn't have his alarm clock, so I added that in for styles. So the way that this works, that you place SpongeBob right here, you move this out of the way, and well, it's supposed to basically launch him, kind of like something like this. That was actually much farther than anticipated. So this is kind of weak, but again, I'll show you to it. So if you have a SpongeBob like minifigure, great. Doesn't matter what face you use. I like to use the classic face right here because it's my favorite, even though his face is a little shifted to the right, but you know what, that's okay. This is the one that I have and I'm happy with it. So let's actually start off with his alarm clock here. So you're gonna need a 2x2 circular brick right here. You're gonna need a 1x2 brick, a 1x2 brick with a hole through it, and then you take kind of like an axle piece right here, but with kind of like a stud on top right here. You just place it right on there. You're gonna need a 2x2 circular plate and a stud. Place it right in the middle. Now what you're gonna need is a 1x1 brick with only one hole at the front. Place it like so. In the original instructions, they had, you know, like kind of like this piece right here, but in white. So unfortunately, I do not have those, so I'm using cone pieces. But again, you can use whatever you want. So I kind of modified mine a little bit. So you're gonna need a 1x1 headlight brick that looks something like this. I'm gonna take a stud. It doesn't matter if it has a hole in it. I just kind of like use that one. And you're gonna need, now in the instructions, it's one of those like kind of like satellite pieces, like a little dish or something. But I have this piece right here, which is kind of like a top of a rocket or something. So I use that instead. Honestly, to me personally, it looks a little neater and more intricate. But maybe I'll fix that at some point. So yeah, and this will be used later. Now let's actually get on to the actual bed itself. So let's kind of like take this apart a little bit here. Hold on, okay, so you're gonna need two kind of like these corner pieces, but I couldn't find another one in blue, so I used a 1x2 plate and a 1x1 plate, kind of like so. You're gonna need some, you know, like gray studs. Again, doesn't matter if they have holes in them. Then you need a 4x6 blue plate, and you're gonna need one of these 1x2, you know, plates with like this kind of like horn piece right here. You're gonna need a tan 1x2 plate and a 1x2 cheese slope. And then next up, a 1x6 plate. I have another one, perfect. I unfortunately couldn't find another one for some reason. But again, that's okay. And then you're gonna need three total of these 1x2 bricks with a hole in it in blue. You're gonna need 3 of those, and you'll see why. A 1x4 brick, 1x2 brick. Getting a focus here. There we go. So next up, you're gonna need a 2x2 plate. It's kind of like these like holes in it to connect to like these pins, what have you. You're gonna need the gray ones, and then get 2 more of those 1x2s with holes in it, those bricks. Place them on just like so. And then you're gonna need another one of those pieces right there. And then you're gonna need kind of like this light blue 2x2 and some 1x4 tiles. And, you know, like a 1x2 in white. It doesn't matter if it has to be blue. In the original instructions from the Adventures in Bikini Bottom, these are actually all the same color as this blue. But I decided to, you know, use this light color blue that I have just to like be like kind of like the blanket, because I know in the show it's purple, but I couldn't find any in purple because purple is a rare find to get. So anyways, Sorry, if you hear that noise, that's my dog coming in. So you're going to take this and place it just like so right there. Actually, wait. Am I doing this right? No. You're going to take this and place it just like so, like that. And then you're going to need, if you have a rubber band, great. If not, then, you know, that's okay. Honestly, it's really not necessary. So you're going to place it right there. Keep it out like that. And then place the piece right here and then put over like that. That way you can mimic the bed launching. Now, personally, you don't need the rubber band. In fact, I think I'm going to take it off and just hide it underneath there for now. You could just see it barely. And then you're going to need two 1x6 tile plates and place them on just like so. And now let's add kind of like the bed kind of like frame or something. Don't exactly know what it's called, but you guys can correct me in the comments below. So you're going to need some tan cylinder pieces. Place them on these like so. Oh, get over here. Okay, so you're gonna need 4 of these, you know, kind of like cylinder pieces. Place them just like so, and then get a small gray pen, as you can see right here, to place a stud on top, and place a stud right there. Place them on just like so. Then, what you're gonna need is a 1x4 plate with a brown jumper plate. Doesn't really matter what color it is. Get one of these 1x1 plates with, you know, like a piece like this at the front, like so. And then you're gonna get one of these ring pieces, because in the show there is a light preserver hanging over the bed itself, just like this. I think it's like green with a little bit of purple like on the sides right here. But fortunately, I do not feel like painting or doing something like that, so I just have like a green ring right there, but that's fine. Place it at the front just like so. And I get 2 more of these cylinder pieces and make sure that looks nice. Place the kind of like little openings right here on the back, so that way in the front it looks nicer. And there you go. And you can place, you know, like if the rubber band was on, it would be up like this. So you could just kind of like put this in for now. Again, you don't have to do that. You could literally just take like the axle piece off and just put a 2x2 brick. But you know, there you go. So this move, but if we move this out of the way, we can do this. Oh wow, he went far. So yeah, that's basically it for today's build. Very simple, you know, like short and easy. I know some people probably have made, you know, like better looking versions of SpongeBob's bed and chair, but this is just, you know, like my variation of it. I think the bed honestly looks better than the first time I did, especially now I have the alarm clock and everything. Again, I'll probably go back and redo the pineapple. Oh, sorry. And maybe do Squidward's house next. Maybe do that at some point. Maybe next week at some point. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you like what you see here and you want to see more videos where I review cool Lego stuff like this, or maybe simple how-to builds just like this, then you know what to do. Be sure to subscribe to my channel today, click that bell notification so you'll stay notified when I make new videos like this. Like the video, comment what you think of it. Did you go along with the video? Did you build this? Did you build a better version? Share in the bed, share with your friends, family, other people who love Legos and want to have you, SpongeBob and all that. And with that being said, I will see all of you in my next video. Bye bye!